So the last time I did a video like this of all of the movies to look forward to for the rest of the year was back in March, and there have been so many new, well, I don't want to say so many. I've covered some of these in the past, but we've got release dates announced and some new announcements that I am so excited, so I thought we were due for an updated one. Now there are a ton of indie movies coming out constantly every single month, so I'm not going to cover every single movie for every month that has been announced that's going to be released. There are a couple indie movies in this video, but I wanted to focus more on the ones that I think are the most exciting or that I'm excited about, that I think you should be excited about, and just the ones that look the best, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I've already said this in previous videos. In fact, I think I said this in the previous version of this video. This year has been a little bit disappointing for me, okay? I don't think this is going to be a standout year. You know, when I do my ranking video of the 2020s, I don't think 2025 is going to be in my top couple years of the decade, okay? However, I do think the second half of 2025 is where I am most excited about the movies that are coming out. I can't deny we've had some standouts already of the year, okay? We've had some good movies. I'm not enjoying my time going to the movie theater this year. There have been some movies, but we've also gotten a lot of mediocrity, okay? I'm not gonna deny that either. So I just think horror is gonna level up in the second half of the year, and I am just so excited for what is to come. I'm not sure how scary all of these movies are going to be, but one thing is for certain, I will not be scared while I'm online because of the sponsor of today's video. NordVPN always has my back. I think a VPN is essential when it comes to using the internet nowadays, and NordVPN protects you from things like cyber attacks, password hacking, and malware. And with Threat Protection Pro, it blocks unwanted ads so you have a smoother and safer browsing experience, as well as scanning all of your downloading files to make sure that all of your devices are virus-free. I also make sure to have my tracker blocker turned on as well, because that prevents some websites from tracking things like my data and my activity. I also won't worry if I'll be able to find any of these movies streaming if I do happen to miss them in theaters, because NordVPN has my back with that too. NordVPN is so handy when it comes to streaming because you are able to connect to any country on the map and then have access to all of their streaming selection. I'm still hoping that NordVPN will be able to help me out with finding and tracking down Wentworth because it was removed from US Netflix. I did find it on a streaming service called Binge, which is only in Australia as far as I know. I also feel like I'm able to find it for free somewhere, so if any of you want to help me out, leave a comment down below. So if the movies in today's video end up not streaming in your country, hopefully with the use of NordVPN, you're still able to track them down. So make sure to go to nordvpn.com/PossessedbyHorror to get their exclusive deal plus 4 bonus months for free, plus a huge discount. It is completely risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, let's get started with all of the movies. We have 15 plus movies, I believe, and some major ones that I am just so unbelievably excited for, including this first one, which of course comes out this Friday together. So this hits theaters on August 1st, just a couple days from when I am posting this video, and this is a body horror from Neon. I'm sure we've all seen the marketing of Dave Franco and Allison Brie. I think it's really funny and fun that they got to do this as a couple. I also think it's gonna read a little bit sci-fi because it has something to do, I think it has something to do with aliens. Personally, I am avoiding all marketing, and it absolutely kills me that I'm going to have to download the trailer for this video, but maybe I'll keep it really minimal because I have not seen a full trailer for this, and pretty much, well, I've seen some for some of these movies, but I'm really avoiding marketing these days because it always ruins the experience. I also read that this movie will lean a little bit more comedy as well, so I'm hoping if it is, it's funny. Okay, you know how I feel about a comedy. But I think it looks weird, it looks entertaining, and a little bit body horror sci-fi. And that's all I really need to know about that. It is currently at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that that's gonna be a marker for anything, as we know. We can't always trust the scores. But so far I'm optimistic about the reception of people who got to see this early, and I'm just so excited to finally watch this movie. So the next movie I want to talk about is a Korean movie called Ghost Train, and this was just released in Korean theaters on July 9th. So I am hoping we get it streaming somewhere at some point this year because it sounds really up my alley. I love Korean horror movies, so as soon as I saw this, I got really excited for it. It seems like it's a little bit of a modernized version of Creep from 2004, which I really love. It takes place in a train station. This one looks haunted or abandoned or something. It also looks like it has some found footage and vlog style shots because this follows a YouTuber who is desperate for views and will do anything to get them. And so she goes into an underground tunnel of trains. Again, it looks haunted or abandoned, where people disappear often in these tunnels. So it just sounds really fun. It's a YouTuber. I like stories like that. So fingers crossed we get it streaming really, really soon. Next up is, of course, Weapons, coming out on August 8th in theaters. This is a horror mystery by Zach Kreger, who brought us Barbarian. Now, this is about a classroom of kids who disappear on the same night at the same time, and no one knows why or where they went. Again, that is all I know. I've seen some of the marketing for it. I think it has very similar style marketing to that of Longlegs, where they've created a separate website, and it just is very weird and unsettling imagery and clips that we've gotten from the movie. I'm hoping that's not the only like horror that we're getting in the movie. And I really, really wish movies would do genius marketing like that and leave it at that. And we don't need full trailers. We definitely don't need more than one. So I have not watched any of the trailers for this. I have seen stills, and obviously I've seen the teasers and like the other marketing with the kids running with their arms out. Now, marketing like this can backfire. I think that was the case for Longlegs because it builds everyone's expectation up so high, and they share like really unsettling things. And so you don't really know what to expect, but it does build the anticipation and expectation. So you better follow through with it, right? On the other hand, isn't that what you want to do with the marketing? Don't you want to build people's hype and expectation and anticipation for a movie? So I still think it's genius marketing. So yeah, I'm obviously super excited for it. I absolutely love Barbarian, as we know. So I am very excited to see what else Zach Kreger can do. Next up, we have a TV series. I don't typically report on TV series, but it is for one of my favorite franchises of all time, Alien Earth. So this will be streaming on Hulu on August 12th, and it looks like there are 8 episodes total, with the final one being on September 23rd. I love anything alien, and I'm really surprised out of all the movies we've never had an alien movie take place on Earth, so I'm very, very excited for this. And I got even more excited about it when I saw that Noah Hawley is the one who is creating it, because he also created the Fargo TV series, which I never finished the full series. I believe I just watched season 1. And then he also created Legion, which is really ironic because Ryan and I just decided to get into Legion not that long, like a couple days ago, literally. So I haven't watched either show in its entirety, but I have seen episodes from both, and with that perspective, I think he's really great at taking franchise things that are, you know, like existing IP and putting a spin on it. So I hope the Alien franchise is in good hands with Noah Hawley with this series, because my expectations are pretty high. Next up, we have the final installment of The Conjuring: Last Rites. This will be in theaters on September 5th. And a part of me was glad that it was going to be the last one, but then as I thought about it, I got a little sad and like that kind of nostalgia feeling, the heavy nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because this will be the last time I ever go to a theater to watch a Conjuring movie. Now, it is directed by Michael Chavez, which I know is going to immediately rub people the wrong way because they're not a huge fan of what he's done in the franchise already. I'm not too worried. I'm just hoping that they kind of go out with a bang, you know? I want this to be the scariest Conjuring movie we will ever see. It probably won't be, okay? I don't know if it can come close to The Conjuring 2, because that one is just so good. But that's all I really want. I just want it to be scary. Even if that means a couple more jump scares, make it scary, okay? That's all I really want. They really strayed from the path with Devil Made Me Do It. Ironically, I have a sticker I'll show you on my laptop from The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, because I got like a bundle of roses from them. I don't even really like that movie, but I kept the sticker because it's cool. Anyway, they really like went to a different direction with The Conjuring 3 because it was more of a court case, and the Ed and Lorraine Warren were like defending a possessed man and proving innocence by reason of possession. So I'm glad we're kind of going back to a traditional kind of Warren case. It will follow the real life family of the Smurls from Pennsylvania. So I have faith in Last Rites. I am really trying to manage my expectations, but because it's the last Conjuring, I really want it to be good. So fingers crossed. The next movie just became, since writing this video, my most anticipated movie, and I don't want to say my most anticipated movie, one of my, in my top 3 probably, most anticipated movies of the entire year, and that is The Long Walk. It seems random for me, but I'll tell you exactly why. So firstly, it's a Stephen King adaptation. I'm not a huge fan of the recent Stephen King adaptations. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm normally not that excited when that gets announced. I used to be, but I just feel like lately it's been all about reboots or sequels. You know, we had Carrie, Firestarter, Pet Sematary, none of which were good. The It TV series Welcome to Derry is coming out soon. I will be watching that, but I don't really have any expectations for it. So this time it's a good old-fashioned book to movie adaptation. So that's why I'm really excited. On top of that, it's one of my favorite Stephen King books of all time. I did do a review on it a million years ago. You can go find that, literally probably like 10 years ago. And it's one of my favorites purely because of the dystopian element to it. To me, it's like a down-to-earth Hunger Games or The Running Man. Like, it's just a bunch of boys walking to the death. You know? Speaking of, this is why I'm so excited, and this became one of my most anticipated movies of the year. When I read this, it has the same director as The Hunger Games Catching Fire through Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and it will be the same director as Sunrise on the Reaping, okay? So because of that alone, I feel like he gets dystopia, okay? He understands it, and he's done adaptations in the past, so I think we're gonna be okay when it comes to this movie adaptation. The concept, simple. They all walk until there's only one left standing, and you can't stop, otherwise you'll get shot. And then in the book, I'm not sure if they'll do this in the movie, but you had to go at a certain speed. I think it was like 3 miles an hour. You could not slow down and you could not stop. They will kill you, okay? Mark Hamill is going to play the Major, which I'm not really sure about that casting, to be honest, because he is not the kind of person I would picture for that character, but I'm gonna stay optimistic, you know? You never know, maybe he'll pull it off. Next, we have Jordan Peele's next movie called Him. This will be in theaters September 19th. Now, people are calling this Black Swan for men, which I think is pretty funny. It is a sports horror movie, which I've never really seen anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but have we gotten a sports horror like this kind of movie? I love that the trailer is so unexpected. I did watch the whole trailer for this because I was kind of stuck in the theater. But the first half is feeling like an inspirational sports story where this man will do anything to succeed. And then it like takes a really dark turn and you realize it's actually a horror movie. I loved that. And it stars Tyreek Withers, who we just watched in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Loved him in that, honestly. He was a great character and I liked his portrayal in that. So I'm excited to see him in Jordan Peele's movie. Now, I don't like sports in any capacity, so who knows if this is gonna end up being a movie for me, if I'll get it, you know, if it'll resonate with me. I'm not probably the target audience for a sports horror movie, but I am excited for something different. I trust Jordan Peele. I don't think he's ever missed. I've liked all of his movies, so I am optimistic and have high hopes for his next one. And even if it's not the concept that I typically enjoy of like sports, like I'm not gonna get any of that, I'm gonna enjoy that it's something new and something different and leave it to Jordan Peele to kind of genre bend like that. Next, we have The Strangers Chapter 2 in theaters on September 26th. I think we can all guess how excited I am for this one, given that the first one was one of my lowest rated movies of 2024. I don't know. I just feel like they've already revealed too much about who the strangers are, and that defeats the entire purpose. Like it's supposed to be a random attack. We're not supposed to know who the strangers are. It doesn't matter, right? In this storyline with the trilogy, I feel like it does matter, and we're gonna find out. It's gonna be like a big reveal and a big twist, and it's just like, that's not the point of The Strangers. I don't get it. But don't worry, I will probably take you along with me to the theater to talk about and do my like thoughts in the car, kind of like the style I did with Megan 2.0 when I went to go hate watch that one. It's gonna be the same style, I think, because I just don't have the energy to like sit down, write a script for a video and like really think about all my thoughts about this movie. I feel like I'm gonna have them ready to go in the car, needless to say. So look forward to that, I guess. Next we have Hell House LLC Lineage. This comes out sometime in October onto Shudder. I think the official date hasn't been announced yet, but it will be in October. I'm excited for a Halloween movie in October, which if you are too, stick around for the next movie as well, because you're gonna be real excited about that one. The only thing I'm a little pissed about with Hell House LLC Lineage is it's not found footage. It strays from its original formula and it's not found footage. I'm not a fan of it just not going found footage. I don't know why franchises do that. Like The Last Exorcism, the first one of my favorite found footage movies of all time. The second one, god awful. And it's not a found footage. Like, you stick with what you are, you know who you are. You're a found footage movie. Anyway, this is the 5th and final installment of the Hell House franchise, and honestly, I'm okay with it ending. You know, I think part of what makes a good franchise good is it knows when to stop. And so I think it's a good call for Stephen Cognetti to end the franchise with the 5th one, especially if he wants to make it not found footage. I'm a little bitter about it, Stephen. He does claim it'll be the scariest one out of all of them. We'll see about that. I feel like found footage makes it scarier, but okay. I'll trust you on that one. And it looks like our good old clown friend has returned. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try to not be too bitter about the fact it's not found footage, because you guys know how I feel about that. I just think it makes any movie 10 times better, in my opinion, if it's found footage. I'm just gonna like it more. Okay, what can I say? Next, we have a VHS movie, and I know what you're thinking again. Another one every single year. They don't need to do anymore. I know what you're saying. I know. VHS, we need to talk, because every time I think the same thing. Like, we don't need any more VHS movies. There's so many. And then they announce the theme and they reel me back in, and I'm like, I have to watch that now. They know what they're doing. Dare I say they're in their peak era right now? They get it. They know what the people want, and they're giving it to us every year. Halloween. Their new theme is Halloween. I don't know anything else. I don't need to know anything else. I just assume every segment is going to take place on or around Halloween time, and that is all I need to know to watch this movie and most likely enjoy it. I don't care who the directors are. We need more Halloween movies in our life, okay? And they are giving us what we want. So thank you, VHS, for a Halloween movie. Next, Shelby Oaks. We finally have a release date of October 3rd. I've reported on this many times already over the last 2 years, I want to say, so I won't go too into it. But it looks like it is finally happening, and it will be getting a theatrical release. I'm not sure if it's going to be limited or not. I just hope it's not delayed again. I hope this is it for us, and we can finally watch Chris Stuckman's movie. It will have some found footage elements, seems to be a little supernatural. Sounds great, sounds like everything I love. Next up, The Black Phone 2 comes out October 17th in theaters. This isn't one I am particularly excited about, as you could probably guess based on my review of the first one. It's just, it wasn't my favorite movie of that year. All I can hope for is that the grabber will be a little bit more prominent in this one, or we can get a little bit more of him on screen and like in action. What's interesting is this one looks like it's set around winter time and it's set at a camp. I'm okay with both of those. We need more winter movies, and I'm a sucker for anything set at a camp. And honestly, the story kind of reminds me of Silent Hill a little bit. And then we're gonna have like the foggy winter atmosphere. So this girl keeps having bad dreams and like visions and phone calls from the black phone in her dreams. And it's of these 3 boys that are at a winter camp. And so she decides to go there with her brother. Like I said, reminds me of Silent Hill, right? She's getting like calls to go there. I don't know. I don't really have any expectations around it. I will be reviewing it for you guys, but it's not necessarily what I'm excited for. Speaking of which, same with the next one, Predator Badlands. I'm just not a Predator girl, you know what I mean? Like, am I gonna see this? I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for streaming. I don't have too much of an opinion about this one. I don't necessarily jump for joy at a new Predator movie, right? The only thing I am slightly anticipating and kind of excited about is in the teasers. Looks like there's some correlation back to Alien, naturally, okay? I'm just hoping we get a xenomorph cameo. Then that would make me excited for the movie. So don't expect a full review of Predator Badlands from me. I don't think you want one. I don't think anyone cares about my opinion. I don't think I'm the reviewer to share my thoughts on a Predator movie. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of other reviewers to cover that. Next is probably most people's most anticipated movie of the entire year, and that is Keeper, coming out on November 14th. Now, this was delayed. It was originally supposed to come out on October 3rd. We don't have many movies coming out in November, so I'm not mad about it being delayed a little bit to space them out. So the reason why everyone's probably excited is directed by Oz Perkins, who just recently did Longlegs. So at minimum, we're gonna be getting some delicious atmosphere from Oz Perkins. He really knows how to do atmosphere no matter what. And honestly, he's one of my favorite directors. I don't think he's ever missed ever. I've liked every movie from him. I do think Longlegs was a little bit of a hit or miss for most people, but generally loved, I think. So we'll see how audiences feel about Keeper, but obviously I'm extremely excited about Oz Perkins' new movie. Speaking of favorite directors, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is coming out in November 2025. I don't think I have to say anything more. It's an impressive cast. I think it's brilliant IP for Guillermo del Toro and his horror style and his filmmaking style. I think he's going to have a fantastic take on a gothic horror like Frankenstein. He's just a genius. No worries at all with this one. I know it's going to be good. I can feel it in my soul. He would not let me down. Another person who doesn't miss. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes out on December 5th into theaters. I did not think Five Nights at Freddy's would be a series for me because I don't play the games. It seems very young, like it leans younger. However, I was actually pleasantly surprised with some of the horror elements in the first movie. There were some really unsettling scenes and horror. Like there was actually some creepy moments in there. So I am a little bit curious about the second one. I don't know that I'll watch it in theaters or like seek it out or really review it ultimately, like do a dedicated review for it. Again, I don't think anyone cares about my opinion with Five Nights at Freddy's just because I don't have the right perspective for it. I'm not the audience for it. So I don't think anyone cares, but I'll probably wait till streaming for that one. And finally, we have Silent Night, Deadly Night coming out in theaters December 12th. Now, this is a remake of the 1984 movie, which I haven't seen, but I will rectify that by the time this one is released. I think it also is technically being called a reboot, so I'm not gonna say it's like a direct remake. I don't really know. I don't know anything about it, but I'm always down for a holiday horror movie, and as long as it's like a fun slasher, I think it sounds like a good time. Okay, so those are all the major releases that are coming out in the second half of 2025. Let me know which one you are most excited about seeing in theaters. Leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.